you, YouTube. For anyone who's returning, thank you, and for everyone who's new, welcome. I'm Mitch, and this is Retro Rummage. I'm going to game my channel buying games, DVDs, Blu-rays, any electro items I get my hands on at car boot sales, Facebook Marketplace or charity shops for a cheap price. So I'm getting trade into CEX at a high price so I can build my gaming collection. So yes, been a couple of weeks now since I've done a Wednesday video. Apologies. Life this time of year is always very hectic for me. It's both of my brother's birth, like from October to December. In that time, I've got both of my brother's birthdays, my girlfriend's birthday, also my mum's birthday, and Christmas. So yes, a very expensive time of the year. And a very busy time of the year. Lots of things to do on the weekends. Luckily, I've got lots of boot sale footage to keep uploading, so you guys at least have one of those videos a week. But yeah, Wednesday videos is difficult at the moment. One, because I'm so busy, and two, I'm not buying a lot, to be honest. You know, I've mentioned previously I'm past the stage of, you know, just buying things for the sake of it. I haven't bought a retro game in ages, to be honest. So yes, calling this channel Retro Rummage is kind of a I don't know, a cop out at this stage. But you know, this was always going to happen. I weren't going to, you know, continue to buy games at the rate I was when I first started the channel. There will be games that I get in the future, like retro games and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm just not in any major rush to get them. And the games that I do like getting now, you know, if I was to see them at my local CEX, or if I'm out and about somewhere at a games convention or something like that, I'll probably be more inclined to buy them rather than just thinking, all right, yeah, I'll buy that online and then just for it to sit on the shelf. Yeah, the backlog is very real at the minute. Even the PlayStation 5 backlog is getting big, so yeah, not much to go over in terms of games. I'll be honest with you, for anyone who's not interested in the movie side of it, all of this stuff, all my films, I think, well, I've got one game in here which I've bought, and the rest is all films. So yeah, we'll get into these. It's just basically what I've been buying recently, just to keep you guys updated for anyone that's bothered or interested. I recently went to Spain a good few weeks ago, and I was going to do a video about the Spain CEX, and then literally I think Retro Ghetto done a video about it straight afterwards, and I thought, oh, it's you know, I don't want people thinking that I'm copying. But yeah, I went to La Coruña in Spain, Deportiva La Coruña. Well, sorry, they've got a football team called Deportiva La Coruña. For anyone who's into football will probably know that. But yeah, the prices of the video games compared to what we charge here. I mean, like I say, this is a few weeks ago now, but I think Last of Us on the PlayStation 3 was like 15 or 18 euros, something like that. Obviously I did do some footage. I'll put some footage up now of the prices of some of the games. But yeah, crazy. I think the biggest shock was Canem Edit, or whatever it's called, the bully game on the PlayStation 2. They were selling that for 35 euros. I'm sure that's like a £10 game over here. Now, that ain't even the most criminal part of it, because I was thinking, wow, if they're that much, I might buy, what you know, what's the trading value? Maybe I'll buy a load of them in England and take them with me and trade them in and try and get some, you know, games for cheap in Spain, because I'm not too fussed. You know, if I was to get a game in Spain that I could get for basically next to nothing by trading in a load of cheap games that I buy from the UK, you know, I'd be happy to do that. For example, if I was to buy 3 copies of Canem Edit, whatever it's called, from here with vouchers for £10, that would cost me £10. And then if they had good trading in Spain, then, you know, I'm getting a really good game for a tenner, which I would have been happy with. But the most criminal thing about it was that I think they only gave you €11 voucher for trading it in, which is crazy. But then, you know, we probably do the same. I mean, what's hit and run selling for now? It's still got to be like a £20 game, and I'm sure they probably don't even give you a fiver for it. So I suppose it swings and roundabouts. It's just, you know, they're selling games for expensive and giving you rubbish trading for different games in Spain. But didn't manage to get any games, but I did manage to get one film which was a good thing to get, and I'll get on to as to why in a moment. But yeah, like I say, I've got a stack of games, stack of films here, one game to go over. I'm not going to flip the cameras just because it takes too long and there's nothing exciting in here, honestly. I don't know, I buy all this stuff and I feel like I need to share it with you when probably most of you have turned off by now and don't care. But yeah, I think we'll start at the bottom. The first one that I've got, that I've watched, is The Usual Suspects in 4K. This was one of them films where I remember seeing it years ago, and I won't do any spoilers for anyone that hasn't seen it, but the ending was clear as day in my head. I knew what happened, but I couldn't remember the rest of the film. So although I enjoyed watching it, it was kind of, I mean, with this film, the ending is, oh, you know, it's one of those moments sort of thing. So it's obviously a brilliant film. And I think I paid €22 for this, but yes, €22. I'm not in Spain now, Mitch. But yeah, £22 I paid for this. And it's complete with all of the extras and the additionals and everything in there. But I won't be keeping this. I'll be looking to flip it on. So if you're not following me on Vinted, do go and check me out on there if you want to get these for cheaper than what CEX sell them for. Obviously, it's not going to be an absolute bargain. I still want to get some of my money back. But if you just spend cash in CEX rather than vouchers, it might be worthwhile you grabbing this from me rather than CEX. But yeah, like I was saying, this is, you know, a brilliant film. But you know, if you've seen the ending, it is not a difficult one to watch again, but it does take away a little bit of that. Yeah, the wow factor, shall we say. But yeah, still a really good film. If you've never seen it, please do go and watch it. So I've then got a couple of Blu-rays. Now, obviously I'm brand new to film, physical media with films, 4K, Blu-rays, everything like that, yeah. So please don't ever come to my channel for expert opinion or anything like that. But I am finding that 4K, although yes, it is a luxury and you can tell the difference with newer films, especially things that are made after, you know, like 2005 onwards sort of thing. Sometimes, you know, do you really need to go that extra for the 4K version compared to the Blu-ray? Because they're filmed in digital and high quality anyway. You know, the difference between 4K is not so much. Like, don't get me wrong, one of the, like, a 4K that I've got in here, which is from the 80s, of that comparison is night and day, and it really is worth it. But I've now started, if there's something new that I want to watch, and I can get it on Blu-ray, I'll watch it on that. And my 4K player, and I've been advised that most 4K players do this, is that they upscale Blu-rays as well, so the quality is really good. But yeah, basically two films here. Kingdom of Heaven. Actually, I got this from a charity shop. I didn't get this from CEX. I got this from a charity shop next to my CEX. But yeah, never, believe it or not, never actually seen this film before. I have now, but until I watched it, I heard really good things about it. Obviously, Ridley Scott, I don't think he's ever done a bad film. Let me know if he has. But yes, the director's cut. I paid £2 for that. I think CEX sell it for £5, and they'll give you £2 voucher for it. So obviously, I get to watch it and trade it in for that and get my voucher anyway. So, but yeah, really good film that, and absolutely brilliant quality in just standard Blu-ray. Another Blu-ray, which I did go to the cinema to see this, but I haven't seen it since, and that is The Revenant, with my man Leonardo DiCaprio. Yeah, absolutely love Leonardo DiCaprio. Again, I don't, you know, he's an actor that I don't think has been in a bad film. Recently watched At the Pictures, what was it called? One Bad Day After Another, something along those lines. Yeah, really good film. Recommend it. But this was another great film, and for £1.50 I think that's a bargain. And like I say, this is a relatively new film, 2015, so I'm sure the quality will be really good on that. So yeah, another two films that I'm going to be watching, and then, you know, that I'll probably look to sell myself and try and get 50p or £1 for it. So yeah, the one game that I've got in here, the Switch collection's growing. It's now up to 2 games, although I think I'm going to be selling these on because, I don't know, yeah, it's purely for playing the Switch games, and I'm not interested in having a collection. So I've completed Metal Gear Solid 2 on the Switch, which I really enjoyed, and I thought I'll get another game, you know, story-based to a certain extent, but a game that I've wanted to play for a while and looked quite cool, and I thought if this is a game that I can play on my lunch break, then I will. And yeah, that is Sniper Elite 4, again on the Switch. And yeah, halfway, I'm about 2 or 3 levels into this and really enjoying it. I like the stealth side of it, sneaking around, you know, getting good sniper shots. For anyone who hasn't played this, basically you're a sniper, and then what will happen is you'll be dropped into like a map, and then there'll be targets or goals. You know, you've got kill an officer in this building, but then there'll be side missions as well to like clear this area or get some reconnaissance from somewhere else. So it's one of them ones where if you wanted to, you could just steam through it, go to the main objective, kill the officer, and then finish it. But if you want, you can do all of the little side missions as well. And yeah, I'm enjoying it, but it is a little bit difficult for myself because I've got such poor eyesight to play on the Switch, because I'm having to, like, sometimes I'm like, oh my god, my eyes are right up close to the screen. So obviously I'll play this at work, and what I'm thinking of doing is maybe taking my docking station with me and then plugging it into my monitor at work and then playing it that way. But yeah, really enjoying it. What was this, £28 or something like that? And yeah, my thought process, obviously, if I pay £20 for that with voucher, if I can then sell it for £20 or, you know, something like that, then I'm, you know, happy to get £20 cash for a £28 voucher, something like that. So it's kind of win-win, and obviously I get to play the game as well. But yeah, that is the only game for today, so you can turn off if you're not interested. The next 2 are, well, 2 films that I've never seen before, and I was surprised that I hadn't seen them because I have heard good things. And I was sitting there, and I said to my girlfriend, "Have we seen this before?" And she was like, "I'm sure we started watching one of them, but yeah, never got around to finishing it." And they were in my local CEX, and I thought they looked good, so I grabbed them both. And yeah, that is Sicario 1 and Sicario 2. Is that Soldado? I thought it was Day of the Soldado, but yeah. Yeah, really, really good films, and like I said, not too expensive for 4K, £12 and £6, so £18 for both of them, which is not a bad price at all. Both really good in their own rights. I mean, the first one is absolutely brilliant in my opinion, very, very good. It's got a constant sense of suspense, and yeah, it's just got I'm rubbish at describing things, but it's got a certain feel about it where, you know, you constantly feel on edge watching it and you're not sure what is going to happen next. And they've carried that on within the second film, but I feel like the second film maybe had a bigger budget and there's a lot more going on in it, whereas the first one, you know, it would be like I don't want to give spoilers away, but it'd be like 2 men in a room, and they'd be one would be interrogating them, and you know, it was just constant suspense, if that makes sense. But yeah, I don't want to give too much away, but obviously about drug cartels and the CIA and stuff like that. But definitely watch Sicario, but I also recommend Sicario 2 as well if you enjoy the first one. But yeah, I thought that was a good price, and hopefully I'll be able to flip them on Vinted for, maybe do it as a pair as 15 quid or something like that. So yeah, keeping with the Spanish theme, it's another 4K. And like I say, I'm really lucky or chuffed to get this in person. And that film is Abyss 4K. Now, obviously, it is the Spanish version. I went into my Spanish accent there. It is the Spanish version. It says una película de James Cameron. But yeah, basically, this did not get a UK release on 4K or Blu-ray, as far as I'm aware, because there is a scene in this. Now, for any spoiler alert, if you haven't seen this before, there is a scene in this where they're talking about the liquid gel that you can breathe in, and basically they test it on a rat. So I don't want to, again, if you haven't seen this film, fast forwards, but basically the gel that would, there's water that they put in a swimsuit so you can dive at very deep levels, which has oxygen in it. It's similar to when you're in the womb, basically. And they're explaining this to the divers, and they don't believe it. And he grabs a rat and he puts it in a cage and puts it in this fluid. And basically, that was a real rat. They actually done it to the rat, and yeah, it's classed as animal cruelty. So for that reason, it's never been released in England, or an English version as far as I'm aware. So I did want to get this, and there's copies on eBay Vinted for obviously a lot more, because people have imported them and they want to earn their little bit on top. So, you know, from anywhere from 25 upwards sort of thing. But to get this for €18 in person, I'm really chuffed with that. And then hopefully I'll be able to sell that for maybe £20 on Vinted myself, and yeah, get most of, if not all of my money back. But one thing I do want to say about this is, for anyone who watches 4K, wow, the transfer, or whatever you want to call it, of this to 4K is absolutely brilliant. For me, that watching this, it could have been filmed yesterday and you wouldn't have known. There's a lot of 4K films that have been, like older films, bear in mind this is from 1989, that have been released that are, you know, sometimes a little bit grainy, the sound's off, things like that, but could not fault this at all. I mean, I know it was filmed in like a clean environment, so there's not many outside shots and stuff like that, so it can be a bit better. But for example, I've got Predator, the first one, which I think was 1987, and although it's brilliant, it is a little bit grainy in places, and the sound is a little bit off, where obviously with Dolby Atmosphere and stuff like that, say for example they're in the jungle and someone's far away, their voice is quiet, and then as they walk into the scene, into the shot more, their voice is louder and things like that. You can kind of pick up on those bits a bit more, whereas this is just, yeah, if I'd never seen this before and someone said that you know, this came out last year and I watched it on 4K, I'd probably believe it. So yeah, absolutely brilliant. If you haven't seen this on 4K and you're into 4K, watch it. Or yeah, go and check my Vinted out and see if you can grab it off of there. But yeah, that is it for today, everyone. Just thought I'd update you on what I've been purchasing and where I've been. I know, although I do, you know, comment on the boot sale car boot footage videos, some of them are like probably pushing close to 8 weeks old now, so there's not really much interaction with what I've been up to recently. So apologies on that side. This may continue. You know, I'm not going to force myself to push out a video every Wednesday just for the sake of it. But when I do, I hope you come back, tune in, and watch for me. But yeah, that is it for today, everyone. Take care, and I'll see you all in the next one.